Today on Sports World, the Indy cars return to Miami to battle once again for the national championship. At the end of this day, one of two men will wear the crown. Bobby Rahal, the Indy 500 winner, with 6 wins on the season. Will he wear the crown? Or Michael Andretti? If he can clinch victory here today, he will be the youngest national champion in the history of the Indy cars. The prize, $300,000, and the right to carry the #1 of the Indy Car Championship. It all takes place at the Nissan Miami Indy Challenge today on Sports World.
NBC's Sports World. And today it's brought to you by Nissan, who invites you to test drive the sizzling 300ZX Turbo. It is awesome. By Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza delivers quality in 30 minutes or less. One call does it all. By Owens Corning Building Products. We put your house in the pink. And by Michelob. So exceptionally smooth. The night belongs to Michelob.
Indy Challenge 1 year ago, a battle for the Indy Car Championship between father and son, Unser Jr. and his son, Little Al. With just 4 laps to go, Big Al pushed past Roberto Guerrero and assured the national championship by a single point. His wife Karen and the Penske team were ecstatic. Little Al saluted his father on the cool-off lap. It was the end of a dream season. But for Big Al, in winning his 3rd national championship, his thoughts were of his son, Little Al. And should he have let him win?
It's something, you know, that I would have liked to have seen him win, because championships are very hard to come by. I've come very close before and can fall into the wayside just like he has done. When I was catching Marino, it crossed my mind, but yet it's something that I'm just a racer.
Right.
I can't,
right.
I just couldn't back off.
It's hard to do both. It's hard to run hard and stay out of trouble, and I'm so happy for Dad. I love him very much.
Today, only the names have changed. Once again, it's a battle for the IndyCar Championship at the Nissan Miami Indy Challenge. Hello, I'm Paul Page, and for the 2nd year in a row, Miami is much more than just a race. It's a battle for the championship. The 2 men that will fight it out, Michael Andretti and Bobby Rahal. We take a look at the statistics. Michael Andretti has led far many more laps than Bobby Rahal. Michael Andretti has finished more races, but Bobby Rahal has won more, and that's what the championship rewards. Now today, there is a question about the weather. Showers have been moving through the area. Bobby Unser, showers mean that the teams come into play.
Showers every 15 minutes, Paul, at least, and yes. And Steve Horn and Barry Green are both the crew members for those cars, and they're very good. They're used to rain. They're used to changing circumstances. So I reckon they're going to be a real strong factor today if things keep changing the way they've been doing.
2 drivers who have never won a championship. What are they thinking right now, Bobby? You have 2 championships to your credit.
Well, I was with Michael a little while ago, and believe it or not, for a 24-year-old boy, he's very calm. And he looks like he's really ready for the race today. Now, Bobby Rahal, I guarantee you he's ready. He's got worlds of experience, and more than Michael does, but he's not quicker this year necessarily.
And there is more than just the championship. There's a whole field of drivers that would like to put their name in the winners column at Miami. Danny Sullivan, the defending champion, sits in his Chevrolet-powered machine. The entire Penske stable powered by Chevrolet racing engines at this event. And on the pole, Roberto Guerrero sits there for the first time in his IndyCar career, ready to bring the starting field down. Now, for the last time this season, here is Chuck King of Nissan Motor Company with that most famous command to start engines.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
massive challenge of thousands of horsepower begins to build on the main stretch. It is the final time of the 1986 season. Young Michael Andretti and Bobby Rahal with so much on the line here. Roberto Guerrero contemplating for the first time bringing an IndyCar field to the green flag. Remember, last year, he traveled a mere 100 yards before being involved in a first lap accident. He hopes for a great deal more today. And the view over Unser Jr.'s right shoulder as our onboard kart cam will monitor his progress throughout this event. The field is away and rolling. 27 Indy cars ready to accept the challenge for the final time of the 1986 season. Now, in Bobby Rahal's pit, here is Olympic gold medal decathlete turned skilled racing driver. Second in the IMSA GTO division, it's Bruce Jenner.
Thank you, Paul. It really was a great year for the Roush Racing team. And what I learned in my first full year of auto racing is it really is a team effort. And for Bobby Rahal, he has a great team. I asked Steve Horn, the crew chief, if he does anything extra special to make sure the car is perfectly prepared. And, well, see, he has a checklist for everything on the car, and it is all checked off. But then on this side, it has the initial of the crew member who actually worked on that part. Everything is checked off and initialed. The Budweiser march is ready to go. For Bobby Rahal, I've never seen a driver more cool, calm, and collected, and confident that he can go out there and win this championship. And another thing, right after the Indianapolis 500, tragedy struck this True Sport team when they lost their team owner, Jim Truman, to cancer. They really want to win this championship in his memory. Well, everything seems to be ready for Bobby Rahal to go out and win the championship and $300,000. But the guy who's going to try to spoil that dream come true is Michael Andretti, and Gary Gerald is down in his pit.
Well, the man who has orchestrated the success for Michael Andretti in this championship bid this season, crew chief Barry Green, who's behind us here at the moment. Barry Green's a concerned individual right now. Because of the rain yesterday that wiped out an opportunity to improve a qualifying position, Michael Andretti starts 10th. He's 6 positions behind Bobby Rahal, the man he chases for the championship bid. Barry says that translates to roughly 20 seconds on the racetrack. And to make up 20 seconds on a tight racetrack at 200 miles, either in the pits or on the track, is a monumental task. It also means, of course, that his driver has to become more aggressive. Michael Andretti is known already as an aggressive driver, but as you become more aggressive, you increase the risk. That's what this team is facing right now as they chase Bobby Rahal in a bid for a championship. Paul?
Overhead, we have a broken sky. There is the possibility of rain as A.J. Foyt brings his car into the pits. Perhaps he wants to move over to rain tires. But no, the crew is going to the back of the car. Obviously, there is something more with this particular machine. As the red flag and black flag together come out, they are calling the field in. It is apparently for light rain that has begun to sweep across the backside of the circuit here at Tamiami Park in Miami. Most of the cars went out with dry tires, Bobby Unser.
You can see the raindrops on our camera, Paul, and that means they're going to have to come in and make a decision whether to go with rain tires or with dry tires. And remember, the dry tires have no tread. That means that if it rains, it's going to be extremely slippery.
Here is the starting field. On the pole, Roberto Guerrero. He has finished second twice, led races, but this could be his first victory.
And on the outside of him is Rahal from Brazil, who's just had his best qualifying ever for IndyCar.
The second row, on the inside, Roberto Moreno finished 4th here last year.
Bobby Rahal's on the outside of him, finished 2nd last year, and he's leading the championship going into this race.
The third row, on the inside, Mario Andretti with 18 road course victories to his credit.
And on the outside of him, Kevin Kogan, first victory ever this year at Phoenix.
The inside of the fourth row is Jeff Brabham. He has 4 seconds to his credit. He's never won.
And on the outside of him is Emerson Fittipaldi from Brazil, and he could be the rain winner today.
The fifth row on the inside is the defending champion, Danny Sullivan.
And on the outside of him, Michael Andretti, definitely the hardest charger we have running with us today.
27 cars in this starting field. Eddie Cheever is on the inside of row 6. He has come over from Formula 1 in his first IndyCar ride. Al Unser, the defending champion, inside of the 9th row. His son just behind him, the inside of the 10th row. And A.J. Foyt has made repairs to his starter shaft and has joined the field on the inside of the 13th row. The sun has come back out. The rain has stopped. Everyone is on dry tires, and we're ready to go racing for the final time of the season here in Miami.
We certainly are, Paul, and you can see all the drivers warming up their tires. They're also putting their foot on the brake pedal and holding the throttle down so they can get their oil warm and see if their turbocharger is working, see if the gear shift is working. Now let's take a run around the track with Little Al. That's turn 1, about 120 degrees to the right. Now the short straightaway into turn 2. This gets down to about 2nd gear. Back up into third gear, another short straightaway, around to the right-hand turn. And here we have a fairly fast straightaway. Get clear up into fifth gear. Now, a lot of the drivers go from fifth clear down to second through this very sharp chicane. Back up to second, third, and fourth gear into another chicane that's faster than the last one that we had. Right-hand turn straight away, another chicane right here. And here they'll get down at about third gear. Then back up into this next straightaway, fourth gear. Come out of here. Now, they've got to come out fast because this is the long straightaway, about 170 miles an hour into sixth gear. Now, at the end of this, you can either go to the right and go to the pits, or stay to the left, stay on the racetrack, a flat-out turn to the right, right to the start-finish line.
A temporary circuit used only for this race, 1.78 miles around, 5 right-hand turns, 2 chicanes, the scheduled distance 112 laps. Roberto Guerrero brings the field toward Nick Pinoro's green flag, and we're racing at Tamiami Park as Roberto Moreno moves in behind Guerrero. Then Bosell, Kevin Kogan moves up, and Bobby Rahal drops back just a bit, playing it careful.
It looks like a nice clean start, and that's really important on a road circuit. And it's definitely going to be important for guys like Rahal that need to finish to win the championship.
Roberto Guerrero out in front of the field. There's Moreno, Bosell. That is Kevin Kogan. The car is the backup car. That's because of an accident earlier in the week, and the coloration, of course, has changed. And, of course, Bobby Rahal in car number 3, lying just behind. Roberto Guerrero begins to stretch out his lead on this lap number 1 at Tamiami Park. This is the final race of the season. This is the national championship, and Michael Andretti must move past Rahal. He must get at least 2 places in front. Of course, Andretti's objective is to win this race. There goes Rahal as he moves around this circuit. He simply has to play it careful, but not too careful. Should he fall out early, the national championship will slip from his grasp. It is so humid here, you can see contrails off the rear wings on the long straightaways.
Well, you certainly can, Paul, and that's because there's so much moisture in the air, but it also shows how much work the aerodynamics do on these cars. Now we're having, there's Mario, and there's Michael. Now just think, the father could let the son go by, but I'll bet you he doesn't.
Mario Andretti and Michael battle for 7th position. That bright red, number 5, is Mario's car. The beautiful yellow and blue lean machine, number 18, is Michael Andretti. There's Bobby Rahal as he moves in again to challenge Kevin Kogan, but Kogan is able to hold him off.
And that's Bobby Rahal in between the 2 Pat Patrick cars. That's one of the biggest competitors on the whole circuit.
Bobby Rahal is 5th. Currently, Michael Andretti is 8th, but he makes a try on his father, and Michael Andretti pulls alongside Mario. Now, Michael Andretti is in 7th place as they come onto the long stretch. He's gotten around his father. Michael has begun his move up through the field. Mario comes alongside Michael, trying again. You can see contrails off the rear wings of the cars here. It is so humid. Michael holds his dad off. He has 7th.
Well, you can also tell how much rear wing they have in. The guys with the most rear wing, in other words, their wing set up the highest, have the highest contrails, Paul.
Michael Andretti, the objective is to become the youngest national champion in history. He has already, here in the opening laps, begun his move. Danny Sullivan, the defending champion. He started 9th, dropped back to 10th, and now he is pulled to the side of the road.
It would appear that he has a mechanical deficiency. It doesn't look like he had any wreck of any sort, Paul.
There's Michael Andretti as he has started early his charge for the national championship. Al Unser, the view over his shoulder, he started 19th, has begun to move up. That's Jose Garza. Just in front of him, and Rick Mears in front of Garza. As a car spins, it's Eddie Cheever. He touched with another car and slammed the barrier.
He actually cut right down on Harry Lyondike. I mean, right from the outside down, so you have to think maybe that was his fault, Paul.
This is on the turn leading to the main stretch as Cheever climbs out of the car. He is apparently uninjured, but the Arciero car is damaged.
There he is, cutting right down on Lyondike, and he hit that concrete barrier a ton. That's about 1,500 to 1,800 pounds, just solid whack on the cement, Paul.
Yellow flag flies here. Also a yellow out as the Horton safety vehicles are now bringing Danny Sullivan around to the pits. Let's take a look at the same accident from over Al Unser Jr.'s shoulder. Look about 3 cars ahead as they approach the turn. There you see the touch, the car spin, and Al Unser Jr. moves safely past. We'll be back with more from Miami.
Imagine you were a car what would you be? You'd be a sports car. You'd be quick, agile. You'd be turbocharged. And of course, you'd be a Porsche.
Your Chicagoland dealers invite you to take advantage of year-end tax savings.
Nothing escapes the eye of Maxim. The world's first SLR with built-in autofocus, Minolta Maxim focuses by itself. Sharp, fast. Only the human eye focuses faster. With Minolta Maxim, you even get unexpected shots that would have gotten away. The incredible Maxim system.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
There was a time when the air was pure, and each drop of water that fell from the sky was as clean and fresh as water could ever be. This is the water, stored for centuries below the surface of the earth, that is used to make Heileman's Old Style. Water from when the earth was pure to help make Heileman's Old Style America's best brewed premium beer.
The road to the IndyCar Championship began 8 months ago in Phoenix, Arizona. Michael Andretti appeared unbeatable as he charged in the lead from the front row, pitted alongside his father. But then, with 3/4 of the race done, the engine let go, and Kevin Kogan won his first IndyCar race. 1 week later, the series moved to the streets of Long Beach, California. Here, Michael Andretti started in 7th, but he was not to be denied his victory. He drove with Unser Jr. battling at the end and finished up with his first IndyCar win. Guerrero continues his lead, followed by Moreno, Bosell, Kevin Kogan. There is Bobby Rahal, Fittipaldi, and Michael Andretti is just 1 car behind Bobby Rahal at the moment. Now let's go down to the Penske pits. The update report on Danny Sullivan.
Danny Sullivan gets the tow and is back at the pits now. He reported on the radio to his crew that the car just went dead as it came past his pit on the last lap. So they have brought out a new spark box or an ignition system, which they're going to try to install. However, of course, for the defending champion here at Miami, this is going to necessitate a long stop. Any chances of coming back with a repeat victory are now quickly out the window.
Danny Sullivan working on the development of that Chevrolet racing engine. They say when it is developed, it will be a monster. They string past the disabled car of Eddie Cheever. Yellow flag out there until they get the car off the course. But they can race elsewhere as Bobby Rahal comes up to challenge Kevin Kogan for 4th place.
Well, he certainly is, because young Michael just keeps moving up. There's only 1 car in between them now. That's Emerson Fittipaldi. So Michael is pressing hard, and Rahal has to press even harder.
Rahal in that red number 3 challenging the Kevin Kogan machine number 7. Rahal has 2 objectives. 1, to win the race. 2nd, to keep Michael Andretti back. At the moment, Michael is only 1 position back, and Michael is challenging Fittipaldi. There goes Moreno. There goes Bosell. Rahal comes, tries on the inside of Kevin Kogan, and will he get it done this time? He darts to the inside on the left on the chicane, and Kogan comes off the corner a bit faster.
Sometimes it even appears that Kevin pulls over a little bit to make it a little bit easier for Rahal, but that's kind of hard to understand with Kevin.
The battle here is for 4th place. Kevin Kogan occupies it at the moment. Kevin comes off the circuit. Is this Rahal's chance? No, Rahal still drops behind. Danny Sullivan, the engine repaired now. Chuck Sprague and the crew did their work. Sullivan comes back into the action.
They've had an awful lot of trouble with these spark box on those Chevrolet engines all year, Paul. I just certainly hope they get them cured pretty quick.
The battle for the national championship as the red car number 3 is Bobby Rahal. He is trying to get around Kevin Kogan and pick up 4th place. Just behind, Emerson Fittipaldi is trying to hold off the blue and yellow number 18 car of Michael Andretti.
You can see how hard Michael is pressing right now. He's pressing Fittipaldi about as hard as you can go without a pass.
It is a tremendous battle as they come up on the slower car of Dale Coyne, and Rahal moves around Kevin Kogan. Then it is Fittipaldi, and here is Michael Andretti knocking on the back door of Fittipaldi.
Absolutely, 2 cars in between them, just what Rahal wanted.
So in Miami, the situation changes as they move toward the front of the field. Bobby Rahal works his way up. He wants a victory. At the same time, Michael Andretti is trying to string his way through traffic, catch Rahal, get past, and pick up the lead. The Chevy March of Al Unser is in the pits. Let's go down now to Gary Gerald.
A year ago, it was this man in this car who won a national championship here at Miami, but it's been a tough afternoon, even in the early going for the Penske team. Al Unser is sitting here in the pits. We understand it's a turbo problem, the crew working on it, but he too, like teammate Danny Sullivan moments ago, losing a great deal of valuable time in the pits.
Clive Hall and the crew work desperately at the back of that car. This is the second Penske car to make an unscheduled stop. And the other one, Danny Sullivan, sits by the side of the circuit once again.
2 times in a row, right on the race circuit. He's got to be a very disgusted man by now. Last year, he was very fast here.
In the meantime, out on the circuit, it is Michael Andretti now at the back of Kevin Kogan in a battle for 6th place. Emerson Fittipaldi moved easily around Kevin Kogan just seconds ago. So apparently something is wrong with Kogan's machine.
It's been pretty obvious that Kevin is not handling so well. He's been drifting to the outside of the track, and now Michael just got by him. Kevin just slowly working his way back. Michael is staying within striking distance of Bobby Rahal.
Michael, in his championship chase, now moves into 6th place as he continues to pursue Bobby Rahal. And the question, Bobby Unser, is whether or not it is easy to pass on this circuit.
It's a very hard place to pass, and mostly it's because the turns are totally flat. So all the cars have basically the same problems and the same radiuses that go around, whereas on a bank turn, guys can get a lot different lines.
And as you can see by the contrails off the back of Michael's wings, they put a lot of attack angle to get these cars to stick. The battle is for 3rd place. Roberto Moreno, number 9, Bobby Rahal, number 3, and the 20 car of Emerson Fittipaldi. Young Michael Andretti lies back just a bit as Rahal comes inside Moreno, and Bobby Rahal picks up 3rd place as he moves his way toward the front.
And to Rahal and then Michael, that means that Rahal has 2 cars in between them, means 2 more that Michael has to pass to get up in striking distance.
And Michael's challenge, being 3 points behind in the championship fight at the moment, is to get 2 cars ahead of Bobby Rahal. That's the challenge to Michael Andretti. There goes Michael in that number 18 car as they move on to the long stretch. A.J. Foyt to the inside, one of the slower cars on the circuit now, as the championship fight streams toward the main stretch once again, and Fittipaldi comes around Roberto Moreno.
And there comes Michael Andretti, also trying to pass on Moreno, but he didn't quite make it.
Michael keeps the pressure on in the first turn. Now Michael moves a little to the outside, comes inside Moreno, and Michael Andretti drops inside and passes Moreno coming off of the second turn.
That was a very difficult place to pass. It's a very hard place to pass, and it shows how good a charger Michael's been all year.
A tremendous fight for the national championship as now the separation is 1 car between Bobby Rahal and Michael Andretti as they move around the slower machine, the number 14 car of A.J. Foyt. And Roberto Moreno drops back just a bit. And this car, Bobby Rahal, is exactly where he wants to be, a full position in front of Michael Andretti. Michael is the man with a challenge. That 18 car must get around Rahal and get at least 2 positions in front if he is to capture the national championship. Look at this man, the leader, Roberto Guerrero, now 10 seconds out in front of 2nd place. 2nd place is Raul Boisel. 3rd place, Bobby Rahal. Fittipaldi is 4th. Michael Andretti is 5th. And Roberto Moreno is now 6th. And with Guerrero leading, the challenge of the championship continues. We'll be right back.
1986 Road Atlanta. The Nissan Z's are back to defend their SCCA championship. But this year they didn't just win, they dominated. Paul Newman and Jim Fitzgerald 1-2 once again in their 300ZXs in the top GT1 class. Scott Sharp leads the Z Parade in a 1-5 finish in the GT2. In all, 2 national championships, 8 top 3 finishes. Drive a 300ZX yourself. Know what being first is. The winner is 300ZX. The name is Nissan.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
See, Grandma, Cuddly Cat's got a radio in his tummy. Grandpa, I bet Sad Puppy would cheer up if he had a good home.
Oh, yes.
This year, lots of Petable portables are finding good homes because they're huggable outside with real radio.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL 86.
USAC-sanctioned Indianapolis 500 is part of the PPG IndyCar World Series. Here, Bobby Rahal coming off of a caution with just 5 miles to go past Kevin Cogan to score his first Indianapolis 500-mile race win. Over the shoulder of Unser Jr. Already, Al's moved up 4 positions. As we take a look at the standings, Roberto Guerrero has led right from the green flag and is beginning to pull away from second place, Rahal Boycel.
And the yellow car is Rick Mears passing Dominic Dobson, the new Rookie of the Year. That's Al Jr. moving up on Rick. Rick is not handling as well. As you can see, his car get a little bit twitchy there. Little Al's going to be trying to pass on him. There he goes, right? There's 2 cars and only 3 turns, and he's really on the move.
Over the shoulder, Unser Jr., you're taking a ride around the circuit here at Tamiami Park, and little Al is really on the charge. He has been running laps faster than and equal to the leader.
He's not only running fast laps, he has a very good line around the track. You can see how he comes to clips the curb right there, and he uses all the track on the left. He's probably got the best line of any of the cars. Now, this is going down the back straightaway into the last right-hand turn before the pits, and Paul, that's a flat-out turn. Now look at his line through that, clipping on the inside, right to the outside, and here's where he really pulls up, going into turn 1, and the car in front of him.
He just dusted the main straightaway at over 150 miles an hour as Emerson Fittipaldi comes around Johnny Rutherford, and Michael Andretti continues his pursuit, not only of Fittipaldi, but of the national championship. Roberto Guerrero remains the leader of the race, but young Andretti is really on the fly. His challenge now to get around Fittipaldi and close up right behind his rival in the championship, Bobby Rahal. Michael Andretti still races with his running light on from the rain earlier in the day. Young Michael Andretti trying to be the youngest ever national driving champion. It was last April at Long Beach, California, that Michael Andretti sought his first IndyCar victory. He went wheel to wheel with his chief rival, Unser Jr., side by side, lap after lap.
Long Beach is very special. It always has been, even before my first win, because I just enjoy the racetrack and the whole atmosphere. I think is great. But to win the first race there and the way we did it, we really did it in real style. And it was a very, very special moment for me and the whole particular team.
It was an exciting victory and a very emotional moment, especially when Mario reached out to congratulate his son on his first IndyCar victory and spends the year coaching his son to a championship.
I am so extremely happy for him that he has a chance to go for it. And this time, I think I'll be more than passively interested in his progress in the race, regardless where I am. I'm rooting for him, naturally. I'd like to be able to win the race and have him win the championship. How about that?
The Andrettis are competitive but close, often pitting side by side. And Michael Andretti looks to Dad for help.
He's offered me lots of advice. Maybe the one thing that sticks out is just that, you know, you can only do your best. And if you try to do better than that, you might find yourself in trouble.
This year, owner Maury Cranes has reduced the team to a one-car effort and added new staff. That's been a great help.
We knew that we had to make some changes, and I think we made all the right changes. Acquiring Barry Green and Adrian Newey to team engineer, and as you said, going to a one-car team, it's changed the whole team around, and you can see the results. Everybody's up.
And Michael Andretti has everyone in the stands up as he continues his charge for the national championship right behind Emerson Fittipaldi. It is a battle for 5th place. Rahal is just in front of Fittipaldi as Michael Andretti darts to the inside on the main stretch, then comes around to the outside. Now Michael continues to dog at the back of Fittipaldi's rear wing. Between 1 and 2, here comes Michael to the inside. Can he hold Fittipaldi? And Michael Andretti moves around Emerson Fittipaldi and is right behind Rahal.
He comes off that number 1 turn just wailing. He gets up alongside of those guys going into turn 2, and he blocks them. They just can't get back inside. He really picks that as his favorite place to pass today.
The number 66 car of Ed Pym being lapped by the leaders, definitely a factor in that pass as well, as now Michael Andretti and Bobby Rahal, the contenders for the national championship, are in contact behind one another on the circuit.
Except they have a lap car in between them, and young Michael has had that problem all day. One thing I've noticed about Michael is, over the course of the year, his passing used to be a lot more aggressive, still aggressive, but he shows class when he passes cars now.
Emerson Fittipaldi coming onto the main stretch, trying to get around the slower car of Ed Pym, and Fittipaldi is furious. You seldom see that kind of gesturing out of Fittipaldi.
He's very mad because Ed Pym is being lapped, and he feels that Ed Pym keeps chopping him and cutting him off the turn. He feels he ought to move over, and he really should.
The red Budweiser number 3 car of Bobby Rahal, the first man in IndyCar racing to earn $1 million in a single season, and looking for his first IndyCar championship.
Right now, I would have to think that he's more worried about Michael Andretti because the championship is a whole lot more important than this win is today.
Well, its tactics are what one must play to win a national championship. Perhaps Rahal is the man. He loves to study military actions and battles. He is, in fact, a tactician.
He's probably one of the very smartest drivers we have in the entire circuit the last couple of years.
And last night at dinner, Bobby Rahal was very relaxed. Of the two, this man, Michael Andretti, seems to be just a little more tense, though even he settled down a bit just before the race.
He's normally a little bit more aggressive than the two of them. But if he's going to get aggressive, he better start doing it right now because Rahal's too far ahead for Michael to have any chance at the championship, and it's been that way so far today.
Tom Sneva grabs a chunk of the wall, the number 33 Skoll car, as Sneva tries now to climb out. The corner workers jump over the barrier and come to his assistance. Tom Sneva apparently not injured, but definitely out of the run for 1986.
You can tell how small those cars are. You can see how hard it is for Tom to get out of it, but he obviously is not hurt because he's sure right across the track.
Michael Andretti, Emerson Fittipaldi into the pits. So's Rahal. Here's Bruce.
Bobby Rahal into the pits right now as he immediately goes for tires. The True Sport team is very quick. They're leading the pit crew competition this year, so they know how to get Bobby Rahal in and out very quickly. Led by Steve Horn. They're waiting for the fuel. Rahal getting some refreshment. It seems to be very standard. What he's got to watch out for is his exit, and no other cars getting his way. Rahal starts to stall the engine as he leaves the pits, but he gets it going again.
Fittipaldi pulls away. Bobby Rahal came in before Andretti with a 23-second stop. He gets out ahead of Andretti despite the fact that Michael and the green team had a 22nd stop. But they rejoin one another on the race circuit. And we continue racing under the green flag. Once again, this is road racing. The yellow flag for Tom Sneva only in that area of the circuit.
And the pit stop has allowed Bobby Rahal to close on Boycell, a car that he would normally be lapping during the course of a race. Today, Boycell has had an excellent run.
And Roberto Guerrero, our leader, makes his stop, and he comes back onto the circuit and continues in the lead. If he could go to a victory without giving up the lead, it will be the first wire-to-wire win this season. Bobby G is one of the most congenial drivers on the circuit. It would be a marvelous victory for him. They continue to clean up Tom Sneva's accident, and as they do, Al Unser Jr. heads for the pits, now running in the top 5. He started 19th. The car comes up on the jacks. Little Al gets a cool, refreshing drink of water. The right front tire comes off. As they're ready to change all 4 on this car, Dennis Swan slaps the new tire back on. The wrench goes to work. Little Al throws the bottle of water over the wall, and he looks to the front of the car, and just that quickly, a tire change, a new tank of fuel, and Al Unser Jr. is back into the fight.
He must be getting good mileage because he's the last one into the pit.
Al Unser Jr. started 19th, now runs in 5th. We'll be right back.
This water damage is going to run $750. What would have stopped it?
Thompson's Water Seal protects wood, brick, and concrete with its special waterproofing formula. Thompson's Water Seal, a great defense against repair expense.
All over the country, people are learning about the new Nissan 200SX. They're examining the many important design changes on the outside. But more, they're experiencing the one important change on the inside. The new fuel-injected overhead cam V6. It's America's new super coupe. And it's just waiting to change your attitude. The
quality and power is 200SX. The name is Nissan.
Panasonic, the future of office automation. Advanced equipment with an extraordinary concept. The easier, the better. Panasonic Genesis copiers are most sophisticated yet simplest to use ever. So easy, they automatically adjust for proper size and exposure. All you duplicate are your copies, not your efforts. Panasonic Genesis copiers. Like our typewriters, computers, and peripherals, the easier, the better. Panasonic Office Automation.
I have 3 grown children. One of them married, and I love Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
Brave adults continue to challenge the notion that Frosted Flakes is just a kid's cereal.
Both my parents eat them. What if the kids at school found out?
Because you love them as a kid doesn't mean you can't love them as an adult.
With Dr. Coleman's help, we all can now admit we eat them, can't we?
With that extra crunch in milk, that frosting just right, that tastes as good as ever.
Frosted Flakes good? They're great! So dig in. They've got the taste adults have grown to love.
Lyle Alzado just got tough.
Because I started using Tegrin medicated shampoo and stopped using Head & Shoulders. Tegrin's 4 times tough. It tackles all 4 major causes of flaking and itching. Get tough with Tegrin.
In early June, on the Milwaukee Mile, Michael Andretti sat on the pole, led all the way to the checkered flag. Now, Michael Andretti had a dominant lead in the points over Tom Sneva, and his crew was jubilant. They were on the winning track. Round 5 of the series was contested in mid-June in Portland, Oregon. Here, Michael Andretti turned aggressive, chasing down the leader, Danny Sullivan, in car number 4. They ran several corners side by side, some of the closest racing ever seen, and then suddenly they touched. Danny Sullivan went into the barrier. He was uninjured. Michael Andretti continued on in the lead. On the final turn, Michael ran out of fuel. His father, Mario, screamed toward the line and won in a photo finish. But Michael still had the points lead. Excitement, the Nissan Indy Challenge. Roberto Guerrero took the lead from the pole, maintained it through the first pit stops as Guerrero still out in front. Bobby Unser in a team that will see some new colors next year.
Absolutely. It was just announced that young Vince Granatelli is going to become part of that team as a part owner. So the name Granatelli will be back in racing again.
Guerrero averaging over 110 miles an hour. Let's go to the pits, Gary Gerald.
Well, the man who last year won this race at Tamiami, Danny Sullivan, an early casualty, and I guess it was some type of an electrical problem.
Well, it appears so. What happened was in the fast right-handers, I got it cutting out, and I could turn off all the switches and then put it back down in gear and jump-start it and get it going again, but the next time around, it do the same thing. So we changed everything that we thought would work there, and we still haven't cured it. So they've taken it behind the wall, and we just don't want to keep ruining the race for everybody else by running around being in the way.
A disappointing end to what has still been a successful season. Back-to-back wins, Meadowlands and Cleveland. Here's Danny Sullivan. This is the way his season has ended at Miami this year.
And the season continues for Michael Andretti as he tries to hold off Emerson Fittipaldi, a battle for 3rd place. Each of the contenders in the national championship find themselves in their own dogfights as they try merely to maintain position. And Fittipaldi is right behind Michael Andretti and knocking on the back door.
Well, it's becoming more of a battle for the race than it is a battle for the championship with young Michael right now, because now he's on the defensive side rather than the aggressive side. Rahal is still out in front.
And when a car is right behind you, like Fittipaldi is behind Andretti, and you have your mirrors full of car, you have to pay attention very closely to make sure that man doesn't get past you. Right now, Fittipaldi on the charge behind the number 18 car of young Michael Andretti. Coming into this race, only 3 championship points separated the two. Roberto Guerrero well out in front. The 2nd place car is the number 22 machine of Raul Boisel. And there is Bobby Rahal, the red number 3, currently lying in 3rd place as Roberto Guerrero goes around this circuit at well over the record pace of last year of 96 miles an hour. He's been averaging over 110 miles an hour. as now Rahal Boycell has Bobby Rahal right behind him, and Rahal would love to get by and pick up second.
Well, they've been that way ever since the last pit stop, and it's been just one heck of a good race. Rahal can't seem to get by Boycell for some reason.
Well, Rahal Boycell is having the best race of his IndyCar career. And remember, that Dick Simon car does not have the financial backing that some of the other front runners do. So here it is all driver, and he's doing a magnificent job. Bobby Rahal is just behind that immaculately prepared True Sports car. And they do have the bucks. They're in the national championship, and Bobby Rahal would desperately like to obtain that second place, currently occupied by Boycell.
Boycell from Brazil, the protege of Emerson Fittipaldi, doing the best job that he's ever done before, keeping Bobby Rahal at bay all day so far.
No doubt about it. Remember, though, that the qualifying was confused. The fast cars were not given a final qualifying session, and that gave Boycell and Guerrero the opportunity to start the race from the front. But they're making the best effort of it as Emerson Fittipaldi is into the wall in the first turn.
He hit that wall a ton. Paul, it looked like his wheel broke. Something on the left front broke. He just went right straight into the wall.
He was at full chat on the pit straight, over 150 miles an hour, when suddenly the wheel just came completely apart and sent him head-on into the wall. There is Rahal Boycell as Bobby Rahal continues to challenge. Boycell's best finish to date, 6th. If he continues at this pace, he has a possible victory in his pocket. But first, he has to hold off Bobby Rahal, the leader of the race at the moment. Still, Roberto Guerrero, he has led right from the green flag. But the good news is that Emerson Fittipaldi is uninjured as he walks away from that accident in the first turn for the second year in a row. Remember last year, it was at the green flag when Mario Andretti went straight ahead and took Fittipaldi and Guerrero to the wall with him. Now, back to the action this year. Bobby Rahal tries to catch Rahal Boycell. Boycell now has second place. The leader of the race from the green flag, Roberto Guerrero. We'll be back.
When you buy a Nissan 300ZX, you buy a legend, a tradition of many Z cars, each meticulously made to the tolerance of an expensive watch. You buy a racing heritage unmatched by any car in its class. But most of all, when you buy the awesome 300ZX, you buy Nissan. The quality and performance is 300ZX. The name is Nissan.
What a runaround. They fix it 5 times. It still stalls. They say not when they drive it, but leave it a week and they'll look at it. I've got a headache this big, and it's screaming for Excedrin.
Excedrin, the headache medicine. Regular strength pain relievers give you only this much medicine, but Excedrin gives you this much more. Nothing proven stronger without a prescription.
I had a headache this big, but I took Excedrin, and it's gone.
Excedrin, the headache medicine. Now in caplets, too.
Oh, the newlywed. It's our first Christmas together.
And our first Christmas party.
What do we do? Look in our holiday circular for Ace Best Buys.
This Anchor Hocking 24-piece beverage set is just $9.88. Perfect.
And we can decorate with these Noma 100 mini light sets. Best Buy priced only $4.44.
And for convenience, use the 6-outlet power center. That's just $4.66 after the rebate. Want to charge it with your Ace credit card?
I do.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware men.
He makes it look like child's play. But to him, driving the Domino's Pizza Hot One is no game. Watch for Domino's Pizza Team Shearson in the IndyCar World Series. Keep your eye on a winner. Domino's Pizza delivers Unser Jr. A winner picks a winner every time.
This fall, NBC Sports has a November to remember when heart-pounding excitement returns to the greens, where one putt could be worth $450,000. Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Lee Trevino, and Fuzzy Zeller play the Skins Game. It's a November to remember on NBC.
Event number 6 in the PPG IndyCar World Series was the Grand Prix at the Meadowlands. Close competition had become CART's trademark. Bobby Rahal and Danny Sullivan were battling for the lead when they touched. Rahal's suspension was damaged. He fell backward. The former New York cab driver, Sullivan, went on to win the race, his first victory of the season. The points lead still belonged to Michael Andretti. It was then on to round 7 at the Burke Lakefront Airport on the shores of Lake Erie in Cleveland, Ohio. Here, Danny Sullivan was not to be denied. He was already on a roll. In a brand new car, he scored a clean sweep of the race, leading from the pole and running to the checkered flag out in front. North into Canada for Toronto's first IndyCar race. Bobby Rahal incurred the wrath of officials and was given a lengthy penalty. But Bobby Rahal roared out of the pits, resolved to win the race. And win he did. At the end of the day, it was Bobby Rahal on the winner's podium. And Michael Andretti, despite suffering problems with a crash, still led in the points fight. This is the battle for second place. Boycel continues to try to hold off Rahal. And then the interval. Slower cars separating Bobby Rahal from Michael Andretti. As Michael appears to be slowing just off the pace, there is Michael Andretti. Just behind him is Unser Jr., having moved up to 5th place from 19th. Once again, we look at the battle for second place. Now let's look back in the field using this straightaway to look at this fight for the national championship. Remember, Michael Andretti must get around and ahead of Bobby Rahal by at least 2 places. At the moment, he is falling well behind Rahal. Rahal appears very strong as he is challenging Rahul Boycel for second place in the race. But that is a challenge that requires care. Boycel is an unknown factor this far up in the field. Boycel has the right of the road. He has right of way. It is Rahal's responsibility to get past. Now, while on one hand, Rahal wants second place, he cannot risk a spin. He can't risk a touch. He can't risk a confrontation with Boycel. So he has to be very, very careful. Watch Rahal. He uses most of the circuit as very carefully he approaches Boycel, looking, was there the possibility of an attack there? Decided no, drop back. But Rahal is rolling as fast as he can. He drifts all the way to one side, then all the way to the other. He is trying to set up the quickest possible pass. Well, Emerson Fittipaldi is out of the car and back in the pits now and is with Gary Gerald. Gary, go ahead.
Well, here's Emerson Fittipaldi, who's making the walk back to the pits. Emo, tell us what happened down here in turn 1.
Very disappointed. The front suspension collapsed. The car just went straight to the wall.
So there's absolutely nothing you can do and no warning, I suppose.
No, just when I started turning, something went wrong and the left front wheel changed direction. The car went straight on.
You were involved in a spirited battle. You were chasing just before that Michael Andretti and Bobby Rahal. Your assessment of how they're running in the bid for the championship?
You know, Bobby's running very strong. Michael has some handling problems, some engine problem. He's running slower than Bobby when I was behind him.
Thank you, Emerson.
Thank you.
Well, Michael Andretti didn't get the chance to test that he wanted to in the practice earlier in the week, and he felt that he would have some handling problems. There is Bobby Rahal, currently 3rd, challenging for second place. Now, one thing, Bobby Unser, on a flat circuit like this, there is tremendous stress put on the suspension and on the gearbox, as witnessed Fittipaldi.
Well, there always is on a road circuit. The gearbox is the harder thing to get subdued, but it's just awfully hard to get around these flat corners, and something just broke on Emo's car, but probably he either been running into the curb or possibly bumped another car with it too, Paul.
There goes the leader, Guerrero, car number 2. We look back to the battle for second place. Here comes the 22 car of Boycel and the number 3 car of Bobby Rahal as that fight continues. Let's go down to Michael Andretti's pit now and Gary Gerald.
This is crew chief Barry Green. Barry, there was an indication from Emerson Fittipaldi as he walked to the pits that Michael might have a handling problem. Can you confirm that?
Well, Gary, he's definitely not as happy as he was before. The lap times aren't quite as good, but he's pacing himself pretty good. He's having a little bit of gearbox and clutch problems right now. Don't seem to be getting any worse, so we'll just keep our fingers crossed and wait until after the next field stop.
Is that what would tie in with that report from the cart official relating to spray off the car?
It could well be, yeah. We're a little bit weak. We can't really tell what the problem is from here right now. It's been a few laps, so hopefully it'll just hang together there for us.
Thanks, Barry.
Okay.
So young Michael Andretti experiencing some clutch and gearbox problems. Those things typically get progressively worse. It certainly would keep Michael Andretti from challenging this man, Bobby Rahal, car number 3, who currently leads Michael in the points by just 3 points. Michael Andretti still has the objective of getting around Rahal out in front, at least 2 positions, so that he can wrap up the national championship. But Rahal is locked in pitch battle with Rahul Boisel at the moment. The leader once again, car 2, Roberto Guerrero. We look back at the interval, a good 15-second lead. Guerrero has over Boisel as Boisel slows down and lets Bobby Rahal pass. Rahal now has second place.
That was a pass that only meant something happened to Raul's car. It just quit, and he pulled out of the way, which was a very safety-minded thing that he did, Paul.
So Rahul Boisel, who was locked in battle with Bobby Rahal, and it was a tremendous fight for second place, all of a sudden pulled to the inside on the pit straight and let Bobby Rahal pass. So Rahal now in a good position, second place, continues his drive for the national championship. But what could possibly be wrong with Boisel? Let's go down to his pits.
6th time in the car owner for Rahul Boisel. It looked like he just let Rahal by him.
Well, I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose, but sometimes you have to back the boost up slightly, Bruce, and that's what we did, because Rahul only got 1.7 miles to the gallon on that first session, running as hard as he was. So we've got to back it up just a hair, and then the next fuel stop, if the mileage comes back up to where we can finish the race, he'll go for it then. But right now would be the wrong time if he ran out of gas before the race is 2/3 over.
All right, so fuel is becoming a critical factor.
Well, the question now, if Boisel was having problems with fuel at the first stop, what about the rest of the cars? Are they drinking that alcohol fuel far faster than calculated? And if they are, will they be able to finish the race? Fuel will definitely be a question here at Miami.
Well, the race has been real fast so far, so my guess is that the cars are using more fuel than they anticipated before. They've just been running harder than normal and without any full force yellow.
Michael Andretti continues to chase, though he is running slower. We'll be back.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
You're home. You won't believe how much I saved by shopping at Radio Shack's Christmas electronics sale. I got those beautiful stereo speakers for Kathy, half price. Your mother will love this convenient cordless phone. Billy can fight alien ships with this Astro Command electronic game. And for us, I even save 40% on this dual-powered calculator. Now we can balance the checkbook.
The Christmas electronics sale, only at Radio Shack.
For 3 years, Bryant has been paying people back for their highest month's gas bill. This year, we're doubling the deal. 2 months of free gas when you buy our Plus 90 gas furnace. We can do this for 2 reasons. Gas is economical, and the Plus 90 is so efficient, it uses less gas. So cash in on our double deal. Call 800-HOT-SALE for your Bryant dealer. And if you get a busy signal, call again.
Gas, America's best energy value.
Brill cream, a little dollop will do ya.
It's Dab.
Not this. New Brill Cream Mousse. A little dollop gives my hair soft, natural control all day.
Mmm.
New Brill Cream Men's Grooming Mousse.
Brill Cream, a little dollop will do ya. Huh, you're wearing this because of your new secretary.
Me? I'm wearing ice blue aqua velvet because the icy cool formula makes my face feel great.
But that scent, it's sinful. There's something about an ice blue aqua velvet, man.
Introducing the new Nissan Maxima, the only sedan in the world with A-Class luxury and Z-Class performance. With the comfort of body-hugging sports seats, power windows and sunroof, 3-way adjustable shocks, and the performance of 0 to 55 in 7.5 seconds. The new Nissan Maxima SE, from A to Z in a class by itself. The luxury and performance is Maxima. The name is Nissan.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marv Albert. Join us in 2 weeks here on Sports World when, once again, just when you thought it was safe, it's the first annual Sports World 1986 Year in Review Albert Achievement Awards. That's in 2 weeks on NBC's Sports World.
The Indy cars was the Michigan 500. History was made in qualifying when Rick Mears set a closed course record of 223.401 miles an hour to sit on the pole. It was a grueling race, tough on man and machine. Michael Andretti's engine let go, pulling him out of the competition. In the closing laps, Unser Jr. was involved in this accident, but his crew was able to keep him going as well. Jeff Brabham's car sat back to the wall, but little Al was able to lift back onto the course and back into the competition and score a finish. Veteran Johnny Rutherford picked up the lead, drove carefully, and picked up a 500-mile race victory as his son John and Betty Rutherford celebrated. The Pocono 500 is Mario Andretti's hometown race, and he proved it. He started on the outside of the front row and rolled home a winner. Now Mario had the points lead, and Michael was second. We are averaging a record-shattering 110 miles an hour as we take a look at the top 10 with Roberto Guerrero, our leader, and Unser Jr. up to 5th from 19th. Rick Mears started 14th and is now running 9th with a chance to improve his position in the national championship. Cars out of the race. Eddie Cheever with his accident. The defending champion Danny Sullivan out very early on. A.J. Foyt stepped aside when his engine went away, and Emerson Fittipaldi uninjured as a result of his accident. And Bobby Rahal moves around Mario Andretti. Mario Andretti was in 7th place, so now 6 cars are on the leader lap, and Mario Andretti is the 7th place car. Andretti appears to be having problems with his gearbox, and that is progressive as well. Once a gear starts to go, it is dropping little filings into the gearbox, causing further trouble. Rahal Boycell, who ran in 2nd place, now they signal shut the engine off. Rahal Boycell's day is done.
You can also see the left front tires blistered on that car, Paul. He's been having some handling problems.
Here is Michael Andretti, his run for the national championship, as he tries desperately to catch Bobby Rahal, to get past and to pick up the points necessary to win the national championship, thus becoming the youngest man ever to do so. Michael Andretti in a desperate charge, but Andretti begins to slow. Something is wrong with Andretti. We had indication of clutch problems, gearbox problems earlier from Barry Green, his crew chief. Now he drops well off the pace, comes to the inside. The national championship fight could be over.
Darn sure a serious problem. He wouldn't give up that easy. Now he's going to pull over and stop, it looks like, Paul. That is going to make the decision on the championship right there.
Well, it can't be fuel. The national championship is now over. That car has plenty of fuel, and as he turns off the course, Bobby Rahal is the 1986 national champion. What a heartbreaker for young Michael, who moved up into contention in the last few races of the season, and now Michael Andretti and the Craco SDP lean machine roll to a stop in the final race of the season. They will not win the national championship. At the moment, this man, the Budweiser car number 3, is in fact the national champion. That fight is over. Now it is a fight for the front, as Bobby Rahal has a chance to wrap up not only the championship, but the race. They're just getting the message in Michael's pits. Let's go to Gary.
Barry, we have an indication it may have been a broken half shaft. I know there were concerns about the gearbox. Did you have any communication with Michael?
Oh, that's the report. He was just a few laps before he dropped out. He was complaining he was having trouble shifting gears. Can't report it's a broken half shaft until we actually see the car. We're not sure, but we had a tough day. I mean, we knew we were going to be up against it. Anytime you're running against a True Sport team and Bobby Rahal, you know you're going to have a hard day, and they were working well today and just keeping ahead of us, but we'll catch them next year.
3 victories this season, a championship battle that went right down to the final race of the year. We congratulate you. It's been a heck of a year for you and your team.
Thanks, Gary.
From depression to guarded joy, Bruce Jenner is in the True Sports pits.
Paul, it's interesting the reaction of the True Sport team when Michael Andretti went out. There was a few little smiles and maybe a little sigh of relief, but this race isn't over for them. They want to win this race. They're all on the wall ready to go for that final servicing for the Budweiser March.
So the celebration is still some distance away, as Bobby Rahal's objective is to catch that number 2 car, Roberto Guerrero. Guerrero jumped off to a lead right from the pole. Now Bobby Rahal is sitting back in 2nd place. he would like to wrap up this season not only with his first national championship, but with a victory. On the other side of the equation, Roberto Guerrero is driving for all he's worth, looking for his first IndyCar victory, as Bobby Rahal in second place powers his way toward the third turn.
If things continue like they have all day, nobody's going to touch this man, Guerrero. He's been very fast, never been any faster than he has today. Plus, he's not making mistakes. Now, here's the guy chasing him, Bobby Rahal, but there's quite a bit of distance between them, Paul.
Well, there's no question about it. Guerrero in the number 2 car is really hooked up. And if Rahal intends to catch him, he definitely has his work cut out for him.
Bobby Rahal has had one of the nicest years a person could ever have. Won 6 victories this year, plus the Indianapolis 500 and now the national championship.
In about 3/4 of the way through the season, earned $1 million in purses, the first IndyCar driver to do so in a single season. Bobby Rahal exemplifies the new drivers in kart, the new breed. He was Rookie of the Year in 1982 and is now the national champion. Let's take a look at Bobby Rahal, our new national driving champion. It began at the Indianapolis 500 as Bobby Rahal, with just 5 miles to go, roared around Kevin Kogan and picked up the lead of the race. He went on to see the checkered flag at his first Indianapolis 500-mile race win.
We were fortunate, there's no question, but we had run up front all day, and those last 2 laps were, you know, you're concentrating so hard on concentrating because you don't want to let the moment carry you away and make a mistake and not win.
Bobby Rahal won the 70th Indianapolis 500, the first time he had won a race that early in the season. And the crew fell around team owner and began to embrace Jim Truman, who was desperately ill with cancer. In less than 2 weeks, James Robert Truman was dead, and the True Sports team was devastated.
The impact of his example on me, and I think everybody in the team, was so great that that even though he physically is gone, spiritually he's very much right here. The team, I think, is doing everything that Jim ever would have dreamed for the team to do this year, and somehow I have a feeling he has a pretty good idea of what's going on.
There were good moments as well. 6 victories. The arrival of the Rahal's daughter, Michaela, which has changed life for Bobby Rahal.
It's by far the best thing that's ever happened to me, aside from marrying Debbie. It's, for me, and I know, I'm pretty sure for Debbie too, but for me, it's really completed. She's completed my life, and she's so much fun. I never thought, I was always afraid of being a father to a degree, because I guess you never know what it's going to be all about. And it's not like you can, once you are a father, sort of say, no, I don't want to be one, and that's it. But I'm in love.
And now Bobby Rahal can add to the emotional turmoil, the ups and downs of this season, his first national championship. And before the day is done, he could possibly add a victory in Miami. But for that to be accomplished, he must catch and pass Roberto Guerrero. And Roberto Guerrero has been setting a blistering pace. He is running over 110 miles an hour, almost 9 miles an hour above last year's record at this point.
Well, right now he's up a little bit closer than he's been most of the day, so we still may have a race for first place for a change.
It seems that Roberto Guerrero has decided to ease back just a bit and wait for second place to come to him until he can see him in his mirrors. Guerrero has definitely slowed down just a touch.
He does look like he's slowed down a little bit, but it sounds to me like he's just shifting a little bit earlier, maybe to save fuel.
So Roberto Guerrero slowing down as an anxious Debbie Rahal looks on. We'll be back.
1986 Road Atlanta. The Nissan Z's are back to defend their SCCA championship. But this year they didn't just win, they dominated. Paul Newman and Jim Fitzgerald 1-2 once again in their 300ZXs in the top GT1 class. Scott Sharp leads the Z Parade in a 1-5 finish in the GT2. In all, 2 national championships, 8 top 3 finishes. Drive a 300ZX yourself. Know what being first is. The winner is 300ZX. The name is Nissan.
A reminder to America, it's not just men who farm our land,
but also more than 1 million farm women who work as their partners to make America's food system one of the most productive on earth. That's something we shouldn't take for granted. Brought to you on behalf of America's farmers by the makers of Dual Herbicide.
This high-performance drink cleans your fuel system to help maintain peak performance. STP gas treatment, the high-performance drink for your car.
Driving on your old antifreeze another year can be risky. Weak, neglected antifreeze can cause freeze-up and make a radiator look this bad, while the Prestone radiator looks this good. So don't push your luck, change it once a year with fresh Prestone.
Why are you in and out of bed? Hating your cold? Wondering how many sneezes you sneezed? Looking for something to do until you can rest? Trying to be brave? Wishing you had a nickel for every cough? Spending the night with your cold, waiting for relief that never comes? Why? When there's NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, so you can rest medicine. From Vicks, of course.
Sunday, the NFL plays here when the Broncos battle the Giants.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL 86.
On the last day of August, the Indy cars have moved to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, one of the most beautiful circuits in the world. Round number 11. Again, aggressive driving. Michael Andretti and Unser Jr. as they raced for position side by side. Some of the finest corners ever seen in IndyCar racing. These two drivers moved carefully together, but then suddenly a touch. Unser Jr. went spinning. Michael Andretti was able to move past as Arie Luyendyk tried to thread his way through the middle. Bobby Rahal then began a challenge on Danny Sullivan. The circuit is Bobby Rahal's home circuit. Miles of testing here paid off as Bobby Rahal scored a victory at Mid-Ohio. Victory is a stimulant for the True Sports team. At Sanair, Canada, it was once again Rahal at the top of the column. Now, Bobby Rahal and Unser Jr. shared the points lead. It was back to Michigan International Speedway in late September for a 250 mile. Again, it was Bobby Rahal, scoring his third consecutive victory and setting a new track record. Michael Andretti came across the line in second place. Now, Rahal led Andretti in the points. Roberto Guerrero continues to dominate this race. In second place, Bobby Rahal tries to get past and add victory to his national championship. He is just 15 seconds back. And in third place, Unser Jr. has moved up from 19th to right in third with Mario Andretti just behind him. But Roberto Guerrero, an absolute dominant factor here today.
He's so dominant today that it would appear like Rahal's just not going to catch him. And I think what Bobby's going to do is just bide his time, wait for the next fuel stop to come around and see if he can't pick up some time in the pits, because it doesn't look like he can do it on the racetrack.
So for Bobby Rahal, it is a waiting game. Perhaps they can pick up pit time. Rahal's crew, Steve Horn, the True Sports team, is one of the best in the business. Here is the view over Unser Jr.'s shoulder, currently riding in third place. Note the yellow light just over the center of the steering wheel. That's the low fuel indicator light.
It is, but by the same token, Paul, it's still blinking. And when it's blinking, it's only telling him that he's starting to run low, and he's really not low yet. I know that sounds confusing, but until the light stays on totally solid all the time, that's the indication of being low.
Michael Andretti's championship hopes are gone. Now he's with Gary Gerald.
Well, he's had an opportunity to get out of the driver's suit, to put on some casual clothes, coming back out for the final laps. I know there's great disappointment, Michael, but by the same token, this has been a marvelous season for you and the Crayco team.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good one. You know, we just had a lot of hard luck all year long, and, you know, that's just the way it ended up here, too. But, you know, just wasn't meant to be.
After the pit stop, the change of tires, the handling seemed to go away. The lap times weren't quite good enough, or as good as they had been.
It really wasn't that. The handling wasn't good, but I mean, it was the same. It didn't change on me. But what really changed was I started to develop a mist in the engine, and then top it all off, I started having problems on the last lap of my race. I couldn't pick up any gears, and then I lost all drive to the rear wheels. And I don't know what happened.
Well, I know that when you've had some time to digest the disappointment, 3 wins, $200,000 second place in points is going to help salve some of those problems. There'll be other opportunities for national championships, and we congratulate you on a terrific run this season.
Thanks. The Craco team will be back next year, and I think we'll just be just as strong, if not stronger.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks.
At age 24, he has plenty of time to earn several championships. Here's the national champion, currently riding in second place. He earned that national championship when Michael Andretti fell by the wayside just a few laps ago. Now we are 2/3 into this 112-lap run here in Miami. And Bobby Rahal is taking it very, very carefully. At this point, he really doesn't need to stretch the car out too much. He can't catch the leader anyway.
No, he can't, Bob, but he doesn't look like he's charging as hard as he was earlier. Looks like he really is biding his time, waiting to see what's going to happen to Guerrero.
Watch carefully now. Before, Bobby Rahal was using every inch of the circuit. And look, just between those 2 corners, he barely came out on either side. So he is driving a very careful race, and he is slowing down.
Yes, I've been putting a stopwatch on him. He's slowing down, and now we just got to watch and see why. Now, it is going to change the championship. He'll still be the champion no matter what. But it will change what's going to happen as far as the winner of the race, possibly, if he were to be slowing down for some mechanical reason.
You can see there, Rahal comes off the corner, but not nearly as hard as he was earlier in this run. So Bobby Rahal is taking it just a little easier and apparently waiting to see what will happen to Roberto Guerrero. But at the moment, Guerrero is hot. He is setting a record pace, and there's no indication that he intends to slow down.
There's a slight chance that Bobby Rahal is just so happy with winning the championship and says, the heck with winning the race today. I'm just going to go for whatever I can get out of it.
I'm not so sure there's that kind of fiber in Bobby Rahal. Roberto Guerrero slaps up his visor, heads on the pit road, and is ready for his second and final pit stop. They are laid out for Bobby Rahal as well. As Roberto Guerrero comes to a stop, let's go to the Rahal pits, and this from Bruce Jenner.
Bobby Rahal with the final pit stop of the year as the True Sport team immediately works over the car. It's up on the jacks. They're taking 3 tires, left front tire and both rears, waiting for the fuel. Bobby Rahal with the championship won now still wants to win this race. Roberto Guerrero right out in front of him. You can see him just exiting the pit. Rahal trying to get it in gear, finally puts it in gear, lights up the back tires, and he's off for the win.
Well, first and second place both make their stops, and it's a run to the finish now. But Roberto Guerrero, with 2 pit stops, has not yet relinquished the lead of this race. If he continues on to the checkered flag, it will be his first win and the first wire-to-wire win of 1986.
Well, there's something that I noticed during Guerrero's pit stop. Bill Casey and his crew were shaking the fuel hose, shaking it like it's empty. If you shake a hose, there's no fuel in it. I don't think he has any fuel left in his tank.
So, something to watch on Roberto Guerrero's car. In the meantime, let's go to Mario Andretti's pit and Gary Gerould.
It looks like it'll be fresh rubber all the way around for Andretti. Indeed, 4 new tires coming out, being topped off with fuel for the final time. In 4th place coming into this particular round of pit stops. Everything routine thus far as they pass the 15-second point, waiting for the fuel to be administered. It's in, and Mario is down 19.5 seconds.
Mario Andretti roars back into the action, trying to move up in the point standings. With Danny Sullivan out of the race, Mario could move into 3rd place with a 3rd place finish.
Well, he very well could, and they also got a little bit more wing adjustment on the front wings as he was in the pit.
Now, the one car that has stayed out on the circuit is Unser Jr. As we watch the number 5 car of Mario Andretti come slowly back to speed. Here is Little Al. Again, we call your attention to that fuel light as it blinks off and on, telling Little Al that perhaps it is time to come in. The leader once again, Roberto Guerrero, again contrails coming off the back of his wing. And watch as Little Al heads into the pits, ready to make his last stop of the 1986 season. Let's go to the pits and Gary Gerould.
Here's Little Al Unser coming in now for his final pit stop, a refreshing drink of water, tires bouncing back over the wall in the vicinity of our camera. Dennis Swab working from the left side now to the right, where the right front is being administered. Little Al Unser, of course, who last year at Miami figured in the national championship battle that went right to the checkered flag, losing by 1 point. He's back out on course. He was in 3rd place when this round of stops began.
And he maintains that third position. But Little Al, on both stops, has been able to go further than the other cars. So his fuel economy is apparently better. Guerrero leads. Rahal is second, and Little Al is currently third. We'll be back.
Power and long life. That's what you get from Interstate batteries. With service all across America, Interstate means power and long life. Get Interstate. Take power.
All over the country, people are learning about the new Nissan 200SX. They're examining the many important design changes on the outside. But more, they're experiencing the one important change on the inside. The new fuel-injected overhead cam V6. It's America's new super coupe. And it's just waiting to change your attitude. The quality and power is 200SX. The name is Nissan.
Raise your hand.
Hold it, America. You can raise it or you can raise it higher.
Raise it higher. Now you're drier. Now you're drier with new improved Sure.
New Formula Sure Aerosol. Stronger ingredients that go on drier and keep you drier, too.
You got confidence, America, even more than before. Raise it higher. Sure is drier for sure.
There's a good chance you've got less than 6 inches of fiberglass insulation in your attic, which means you may not be as comfortable as you could be. And you're paying more for your heating bills than you should be. So add an extra layer of Owens Corning pink insulation, because a warmer house makes for a cool cat. Owens Corning, we put your house in the pink.
Oh, listen to this. Jacqueline Smith eats Kellogg's cornflakes.
She would.
She does.
Good old cornflakes. The surprise is the people who eat them.
How about those Kellogg's cornflakes now?
Hi, I'm Bob Costas. Join us tomorrow for NFL 86 at 12:30 Eastern Time, preceding the Giants-Broncos game at 1 from the Meadowlands. That's tomorrow on NBC.
Rain was the order for the race at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Bobby Rahal started on the pole and led the field down through the first set of turns, tiptoeing their way through the field as the skies began to open up. Then suddenly, Unser Jr. lost control and slammed the barrier effectively. His fight for the championship was now over. Michael Andretti and Emerson Fittipaldi moved past. Then the race was stopped. It was rescheduled for 2 weeks later. On that day, it rained again. Michael Andretti chased Emerson Fittipaldi to the finish. Now, Bobby Rahal led in the points, but Michael Andretti was just 2 points back. The Emerson Electric True Value March, car number 2, continues to lead. This man led at the Meadowlands, led at the Michigan 500, and crashed when he slid on oil during the Michigan 500 while in the lead. This is his chance for the first time to put his name in the record books, and Roberto Guerrero is making a desperate run at it.
He's probably had more bad luck than any driver we've seen or known about the last 3 years, Paul, but he certainly is having good luck so far today.
Roberto Guerrero is most philosophical. He just keeps working at it just as hard as he can. He knows that one day a victory will come, and many of us believe that when it comes, Roberto Guerrero just may be unstoppable. Third place, Unser Jr. as he continues to circle this track, and he is running on greater fuel than the other cars. He's managed to go much further each pit stop than the other cars in the front serial.
All the indications today are kind of leading towards the cars being a little bit light on fuel. In other words, the mileage not being so good because we really haven't had any full course yellow so far, Paul.
And Unser Jr. has supplied some terrific shots from over his right shoulder to our onboard camera. He started 19th. He's now third. Let's go down to his pits, where Gary Gerald has this.
Well, an interesting little story in the Unser Jr. pit here behind the scenes. Wife Shelley is down here keeping track of lap times along with members of the crew, and they're watching a monitor. This is the onboard camera on Little Al's car, so they've got a first-hand close-up of all of his activity through the afternoon. So they're watching lap times, the rest of the race, and also the view from Little Al's cockpit.
So a unique situation where the crew can actually see what the driver sees. as Shelley Unser monitors her husband's progress around this circuit in the tremendous charge from 19th to 3rd. Out in front is still Roberto Guerrero. Second place is a slowing Bobby Rahal. And there you see, little Al is now just behind Bobby Rahal. So Al is the challenger at the moment, trying to catch Rahal.
Well, there's been something wrong with Rahal for quite a while now. We've been noticing since, about the last 20 laps or so that he's been slowing down a little bit. Now little Al's right on his tail. We know little Al's going fast, but why is he catching Bobby so fast?
Well, Bobby Unser, here is a view you've seen many, many times in your life as little Al catches Bobby Rahal.
He's doing a whole bunch in the turns. This on-camera deal is really neat. I'll bet the crew really likes it too, but his lines are better through the turn than Bobby's are right now.
And there he goes into second place as Unser Jr. just simply blows past Rahal. But it looked like Rahal let him pass.
He did let him pass. There's something wrong with Bobby Rahal or his car right now. There just has to be, because little Al can't pass that easy.
So Unser Jr. now in second place and on the charge. Here he is on the longest straightaway, making a turn for the pit straight.
I've been timing his lap times, Paul, and they've definitely been the fastest on the racetrack, so there's a reason for him going fast. We just haven't found what's wrong with Bobby Rahal yet.
The race leader, car 2, Roberto Guerrero, but his margin is being eaten away at by Unser Jr., who is really on the charge. The question might be one of fuel. Let's go to Guerrero's pits and Bruce Jenner.
Down here in the Roberto Guerrero pit, and let me tell you, the tensions are very, very high. 20-some laps to go, and Phil Casey right here, the crew chief, keeps going back and forth between looking out on the track and looking over at this monitor to see what the difference is between first and second place. I've asked him a few times to talk, but he says he can't talk. He's trying to hold his breath for the next 20 laps.
Let's keep one thing in mind, Paul. I watched the Phil Casey crew shake that hose, and I know the tank was empty. So he may be having a little bit of a fuel problem slowing down the way he is right now.
So you're saying all the fuel he's allocated is now in the car?
Absolutely.
Here comes Unser, the Chevrolet-powered March, as he comes back out of the pits once again. And the view from over little Al's shoulder, that's his dad, car number 11, just ahead. Shades of last year when these two fought it out for the national driving title with, of course, the senior Unser winning.
You know, I think they really like to race each other, Paul. Every time they get close together, you see a harder race between the two of them. And the only difference is, I think if little Al was going this fast last year, he would have won the championship instead of his father.
And there little Al breezes past his dad. I suspect that Dad knows that Al is still definitely in the fight and lets him through.
Well, I'm sure that he knows that, and his father's had some problems, been in the pits with engine problems, so I'm sure they just let him go by easy.
Unser Jr. in second place, screams toward the front, trying to catch Roberto Guerrero. There is Mario Andretti right behind the red number 3 car of Bobby Rahal. Rahal currently in third place, but Andretti comes to the inside, and Andretti gets into third, past Rahal. Now, if Andretti can maintain that position, he can move up in the points and has the possibility of finishing third in the points for the season. So Mario Andretti is pulling away, but not very quickly.
You can see that Bobby Rahal is just not getting with it anymore. For some reason, he's very slow off the turn. Paul, I really don't think Mario's been all that quick either. It sounds like he's having some gear shifting problems.
But there is definitely a problem with Rahal. Once Mario got past, Rahal began to slow down even more. So Rahal, with a championship wrapped up, is no longer a contender in this race. The leader is still this car, number 2, Roberto Guerrero, on his way to his first IndyCar victory. Born in Colombia, where he raced go-karts, moved to England and studied automotive engineering, then came to Formula One and finally to the IndyCars, now looking for his first victory.
Paul, little Al is still the fastest car on the racetrack right at the moment. He's picking up approximately 1 to 2 seconds a lap on Guerrero. That ought to make for a good race pretty quick.
We'll be back right after this.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
Wait, Mom, everybody wants to say goodbye. My family loves this cordless phone from Radio Shack. I got it on sale for just $69.95. Save $30. It's really convenient. No cord in the way, and you can dial out or answer from anywhere in the house. Even redial a last number call. One touch. Okay, Merry Christmas, Mom. Oh, and thanks for the tie.
The ET395 cordless phone. Sale price for Christmas. Only at Radio Shack.
Introducing the new Nissan Maxima, the only sedan in the world with A-Class luxury and Z-Class performance. with the comfort of body-hugging sports seats, power windows and sunroof, 3-way adjustable shocks, and the performance of 0 to 55 in 7.5 seconds. The new Nissan Maxima SE from A to Z in a class by...
Right here on NBC Sports World.
October, the Indy cars crossed the country to the West Coast for the 15th round of the IndyCar Series. Here it was Bobby Rahal, starting on the outside of the front row, battling most of the day with Danny Sullivan, and Bobby Rahal came home the victor. Rahal and Michael Andretti were now separated by just 3 points, as Michael Andretti started on the inside of the second row. Bobby Rahal started on the pole, as A.J. Foyt and Jan Lammers spun and tangled on the first lap. Michael Andretti finally took on Bobby Rahal, forged his way past, and picked up the lead. Michael Andretti maintained that position, moving away from Rahal, and finally won his victory at Phoenix. And the stage was set for the battle at Miami. Bobby Rahal, once a possible factor for a win here, continues to slow down on the circuit. Something definitely wrong. The car seems to be performing well. The engine still has its sharp bite, but Rahal is not nearly as fast as earlier. Let's go down to his pits. Bruce Jenner is there and perhaps can get an update report. Bruce?
What's the problem? Bobby said he's feeling a little sick and dizzy in the car. I guess, you know, now the pressure's off and the realization is sinking in. He's just not feeling too good.
That's a funny reaction, actually, to have to be slowing down there.
Well, I guess it is, but it's very hard to describe the pressure involved in winning this championship, and I think it's just finally got to him. Now it's over.
All right, well, let me be one of the first to congratulate you on a great, great season.
Thank you, Bruce.
Well, Paul, now we have the answer. Rahal's been slowing down. We've been watching it for quite a while. Now we know the reason why. The man is sick in the car.
But Rahal is not the only one in trouble as we watch again from Little Al's car. Just in front of him, the number 5 car of Mario Andretti. And look how easily Little Al blows past. So Mario Andretti, who Bobby Unser noted earlier, appeared to be having problems with his gearbox. It sounds now like he only has 1 or 2 gears in the box. He is definitely well off the pace. So Mario Andretti had a chance to move up in the points. That chance appears now to have gone away. And look at this. He slows even further now. So Mario Andretti with a race car full of problems as he rolls very slowly down the main stretch. Let's go to his pits.
Here's the crew chief for Mario Andretti, Bob Sproul. And Bob, I understand Mario's having a problem getting a gear.
Yeah, we only have about 2 of them left now.
So what is the instructions at this point?
Just run as long as he can.
All right, thank you.
Chief Mechanic Bob Sproul, his last IndyCar race, he moves to off-road racing for next year. And there is Roberto Guerrero as he works his way past a very slow Bobby Rahal. And now, only Guerrero and Unser Jr. are on the leader lap.
And there's Mario coming down very slow, Paul. He's now going to become an obstacle on the course. It's going to be hard to stay out of the way of the fast cars at the speed he's running.
Mario Andretti, the Newman Haas Lola, one of the owners, Carl Haas, has withdrawn from Formula One racing temporarily. And the other owner, Paul Newman, is in the pit watching. Paul just added another national championship in the GT1 division to his credit in the SCCA racing. Here is the battle now for 3rd and 4th. It is Jeff Brabham trying to hold off Kevin Kogan.
Well, Jeff's been running pretty good all day. Even though he's been behind Paul, he's been very fast, and that's in the Gallus racing car. They've got 2 of them here today, but Roberto Moreno dropped out with the other one.
And to give you an idea of what a tremendous pace the leaders are setting, these 2 cars, 3rd and 4th, are 2 laps back from the leaders. But this is a wonderful fight as well, as Kevin Kogan sits right behind Jeff Brabham. Jeff Brabham has never won an IndyCar race. Kevin Kogan won the first and only IndyCar race of his career at Phoenix at the beginning of this season.
Well, Jeff Brabham is definitely overdue for a win. He has been for a couple of years now. Kevin Kogan is just due for a win at any time. He's already won 1 this year, and he's really volatile for wins.
Jeff Brabham, of course, the son of the world champion Jack Brabham. Really a young driver that many people expected would have victories before now. And much like Guerrero, I suspect once he wins, he'll be unstoppable. These two cars roar their way past Bobby Rahal now, who continues to limp around the circuit here, trying simply to finish. And I suspect what Rahal is doing is trying to stay in the points fight in the crew contest. He must finish the race to get the points. The battle is for third and fourth. Kevin Kogan, the number 7 car, is fourth, trying to chase down Jeff Brabham.
You can watch Jeff Brabham watching in his mirrors, Paul, to see which side Kogan's going to try him on. Possibly doing a little bit legitimate blocking.
Jeff Brabham, son of the famous world driving champion, the man who brought rear-engine cars in modern times to IndyCar racing. Many people expected Jeff to have a victory long before now. And many people believe that once Jeff Brabham scores his first victory, he, like the leader Roberto Guerrero, will be unstoppable. So far in his IndyCar career, Jeff Brabham has finished second 4 different times. The 5th place car, the number 1 machine of Rick Mears. Now, Rick is definitely locked in a points battle, and if he can continue to surge forward, he can move well up in the PPG Points Championship.
Rick has not been as fast as his normal self today. He's usually a very, very quick driver. Today, he's just been off a little bit.
Bobby G, Roberto Guerrero, continues his blistering pace as the run in the final race of the season continues.
Aretha Franklin eats Kellogg's cornflakes.
The Queen of Soul?
Yes.
Pink Cadillac?
Yes.
Kellogg's cornflakes?
Yes.
How about those Kellogg's cornflakes now?
You might get caught out in the middle of nowhere with a dead battery, but I won't. This is a Delco maintenance-free battery, and when this green eye is showing, it means I've got all the starting power I need, up to 770 cranking amps. If you think your battery's fading fast, I'd start thinking Delco.
Now through January 3rd, get a $5 rebate on most Delco batteries. See a participating AC Delco retailer for details.
Never wait for trouble.
Ramada wants to know what makes John Madden mad.
Let's replay what happened the last time you tried to check out of a hotel. A slow desk clerk causes a 3-salesman pileup. Boom! You shift formations. Flap! The computer goes berserk. Then you get penalized 15 minutes for unnecessary charges. But don't get mad. Get Ramada. They do everything possible to make your checkout fast and smooth. So you won't get a delay a game. Next time, Ramada.
Call 1-800-2-RAMADA.
He makes it look like child's play. But to him, driving the Domino's Pizza Hot One is no game. Watch for Domino's Pizza Team Shearson in the IndyCar World Series. Keep your eye on a winner. Domino's Pizza delivers Al Unser Jr. A winner picks a winner every time.
Who is this sweet St. James? With all that quality behind his name, close so affordable. Tell me, who is the sweet St. James?
America's favorite pastime returns to NBC as the nation's top rollers battle it out for Bowler of the Year honors. Join Jay Randolph and Hall of Famer Earl Anthony for the PBA Fall Tour next Saturday on NBC.
Everyone else runs alone. This is the only fight on the circuit at the moment. It is for third place as Jeff Brabham in car 8 tries to hold off the 7 machine of Kevin Kogan as they split the difference to move around Bobby Rahal. Brabham to the inside and maintains his position.
Doesn't make any difference what time of the race it is. That is a good race right now. They're having a knockdown, drag-out race for 3rd and 4th place. 2
of the young titans of IndyCar racing as they chop their way around the circuit. Fighting for 3rd place, the leader, Roberto Guerrero. 2nd place is Al Unser Jr. He is closing ever so slowly on Guerrero, but at the moment there is no chance of catching Guerrero by the end of the race unless something else should happen. So this is the fight. 3rd place, and they are 2 laps behind Unser Jr. and Guerrero. As Kevin Kogan loses it, spins it. Can he bring it around away from the wall? Kogan gets it back under control and continues on as Bobby Rahal closes down.
That was one of the best jobs of spinning and recollecting the car back up and continuing on I've ever seen, Paul. He must have clutched it just at the right time, kept the turbocharger pressure up, and let the clutch out in first gear because he really took off good.
Kevin Kogan spins it without losing position. A very skillful driver. Here it is again.
Here's what you can see happening. He put the clutch in, he revved the engine up right there. He drops the clutch out, and you can see the tires take off forward again. That was really some good thinking. Maybe he's been practicing on this a little bit.
Kevin Kogan, an incredibly skilled driver that has had some very hard times as Jacques Villeneuve comes in right behind, hoping that he can pick up a position, but Villeneuve is actually one lap back behind Kogan. Still they battle as Kevin Kogan is able to hold off the charge of Villeneuve. Here is the leader, Bobby G. Roberto Guerrero well out in front, but let's look back to the interval because the indication is that this man, Al Unser Jr., is closing, and indeed he is. Al Unser is closing down on the leader.
2 seconds a lap, but Paul, his light is on, his fuel light, but it's only blinking. It's only blinking, so he may be all right on the fuel.
All right, there's two questions. Does Al Unser Jr. have enough fuel? We don't have a camera in Roberto Guerrero's car. The last time he made a pit stop, they shook the hose. That would indicate that they've given him all the fuel. Fuel has been a factor on road course races in kart. You watch the light once again. Let's take a look at it. It blinks. It indicates it's getting down. It's not at the bottom yet. So Al Unser Jr. might have a problem. He might not be able to finish. Let's go to his pit again.
They got problems. We don't.
All right, let's check in here with Dennis Swan. He says even though there is a flickering fuel light, there's no problem. Is that right?
That's correct. No problem.
No problem at all.
Nope.
Okay. Dennis Swan says there's no problem for little Al. They're in second. They're closing the gap. Time's running out.
Of course, Bobby Unser, you're not sure whether or not he's just playing the tactics.
Well, he's a good car salesman one way or the other because he's got me convinced he's not going to run out of fuel.
Let's go down to the Guerrero pits and Bruce Jenner.
With just a few laps to go in this race, Bill Casey and his crew are still very concerned with the bad luck that they've had in the past and have never had a victory with Roberto Guerrero. They know these victories do not come easy, and they're still earning their pay right now. A lot of sweating going on down here.
So the question in the final laps here is whether or not either the leader or second place has enough fuel as we watch Al Unser Jr.'s light blink on and on. We'll be back for the final laps.
When you buy a Nissan 300ZX, you buy a legend, a tradition of many Z cars, each meticulously made to the tolerance of an expensive watch. You buy a racing heritage unmatched by any car in its class. But most of all, when you buy the awesome 300ZX, you buy Nissan. The quality and performance is 300ZX. The name is Nissan.
Come on, come on. Hey, what a team. We got fans. If we give 110%, give 110% and expect it. From everyone, everything.
Speedstick antiperspirant gives 110%. Why? It's the most powerful protection you can get. Nothing fights wetness and odor better. Glides on dry, lasts all day. That's 110% protection.
Speedstick antiperspirant, the wide stick.
That's your edge.
Fine Menon.
Mobil One synthetic motor oil. It's what all these racing champions have in common. It gives any engine unbeatable protection. From an Indy car engine to a powerful 8-cylinder engine to a turbo 6 to a hard-working 4-cylinder engine. It protects against extreme engine stress better than any conventional oil. If Mobil One can protect these engines, think what it can do for yours. Mobil One, the choice of champions.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
This year, I needed to give a real family pleaser.
Honey, please help me with this budget.
How about a new game, Dad? Please.
And I found it. Radio Shack's Color Computer 2. On sale for just $99.95. It entertains, educates, manages. It's expandable and affordable. Now that really pleases me.
The Color Computer 2. Sale priced for Christmas. Only at Radio Shack. This fall, NBC Sports has a November to remember when heart-pounding excitement returns to the greens, where one putt could be worth $450,000. Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Lee Trevino, and Fuzzy Zeller play the Skins Game. It's a November to remember on NBC.
2 laps to go in the final race of the season. The championship already decided. It belongs to the man in the number 3 car, Bobby Rahal. But the victory far from certain as Unser Jr. in the 30 car closes down on Roberto Guerrero. Doug Shearson, Little Al's owner, says, go ahead, keep rolling. That's all they can do at this point. Go to the end with just a little over a lap and a half to go.
Well, they should be happy because Little Al is closing. He's only approximately 2 seconds behind right now.
Little Al started 19th, is now 2nd. There you see the interval, 1st to 2nd is car 30. Little Al tries to catch up. His fuel light winks off and on again, just ahead. The white car that is the leader, Roberto Guerrero. Little Al closes in. The slower car of Kevin Kogan. Kogan moves to the inside. Little Al roars past. Now Little Al gives a wave, thanking Kogan for moving over. He catches up with Roberto Guerrero. Guerrero started this race on the pole. He has led every lap. He certainly doesn't want to give it up now. Unser Jr. comes around Jacques Villeneuve. They turn onto the long straight now. It'll be the white flag lap as they come around to the pit straight. Roberto Guerrero is still out in front, but Unser Jr. is closing. The white flag in the hands of Nick Finoro. Just 1 more lap to go in the 1986 season as Roberto Guerrero's engine falters. Little Al closes down. His fuel light is burning steadily, but Little Al comes to the inside, and Little Al takes the lead as Roberto Guerrero slows, apparently out of fuel on the final lap of the race. Unser Jr. is out in front. Look at his crew. They can't believe it. Disbelief here as well in Guerrero's pits. They've dropped to 2nd on the final lap, and he continues to slow. Unser Jr. is out in front as Roberto Guerrero sways the car back and forth, trying to pick up the last few drops of fuel in his tank. For Unser Jr., it is on to victory. He continues to run at full chat. 1 more straightaway now. Now, 1 more turn in the 1986 season. Unser Jr. makes it. He's on the pit straight. The checkered flag waits, and Unser Jr. has won his first race of 1986. A victory that last year would have meant the national championship. But Unser Jr. is the winner here in Miami. The Domino's Pizza Hotwood team is absolutely beyond belief. They were not in the race at all when it started. They come home the victors. And here is Roberto Guerrero trying desperately to finish the final lap of the race, weaving back and forth, looking for just a little bit of fuel as Rick Mears rolls past. But remember, Roberto and Little Al had 2 laps on the rest of the field. Now he tries to roll toward the line. Kevin Kogan streams across the line, making up the 1 lap. And Roberto Guerrero finishes this race in 2nd place.
That's very sad for a person that's run as good as he has today, that's had as much bad luck as he's had for a couple of years now. Did an outstanding job. It's sad to see him fall out of the race just for a lack of maybe a 1 1/4 gallons of fuel.
An incredible day. The Horton safety team comes to join Roberto Guerrero. Steve Edwards kneels on the car. Here is the view of victory as Unser Jr. waves to his fans around this circuit, having become the 2nd winner here. And a dejected, a depressed Roberto Guerrero climbs out of his race car. He led 111 of 112 laps. Roberto did everything he could. Fuel was the factor. And now Unser Jr. rolls toward the winner's circle. Billy Camphausen points the way, one of the kart officials, his light burning full now, indicating that he too was very low on fuel at the finish. Unser Jr. wins the 2nd Miami Indy Challenge as Roberto Guerrero finishes in 2nd place once again and has to walk back to the pits alone. And the national champion determined here as well. Bobby Rahal will now put number 1 on his car in 1987. Let's go to his pits and Bruce.
2 of the happiest people in the world are with me right now. You got your Bobby Rahal number 1. Michaela, congratulations. Let's have your first on-camera interview. Well, she doesn't want to talk, Mom. You're going to have to do the talking for you. Deb, congratulations. It has been such a long season, but thank God it's over with, huh?
So proud of the team. I mean, Jim taught us so much about team effort, and it's just been wonderful. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of them all. Steven!
Debbie Rahal with a big kiss for Steve Horn, the crew chief, as Bobby Rahal rolls up to the pits now as the new national champion. And they begin to crowd around the car to crown Bobby Rahal as the 1986 IndyCar champion. At the same time, just up the pits, we have a brand new winner. Let's go and meet and talk with Al Unser.
Any particular problems anywhere along the way out? Here's wife Shelley in here. And they're expecting child number 2 in just a couple of months. Any particular difficulties, or tell us what went through your mind in those late laps when you kept sneaking closer and closer?
Well, I didn't think I could catch Roberto because of what he did in the middle of the race. You know, I was driving as hard as I could, and he just kept pulling me, him and Rahal, and then there at the end, you know, I knew we were catching him one second lap, but I figured that was him just backing off and making sure everything was okay, which I don't know ended up happening to him, but he had a problem, and that's why we passed him.
Every time in those last laps, your car owner, Doug Shearson, over here out on the pit wall, was giving you the big thumbs up as you came by. It looked like he was giving you a pep talk on the radio.
Well, he certainly was, you know. He was out there just telling me to drive as hard, and I was driving as hard as I could, and Doug just, you know, he's super, so everything's okay.
It's a great moment. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, Unser Jr. finishes in first, followed by Roberto Guerrero, Rick Mears, Kevin Kogan, and Jeff Brabham. And we crown a new national champion right now. Bobby Rahal is with Bruce Jenner.
Well, congratulations to the Rahal family. I feel like we got the whole family in here. Bobby Rahal, I mean, I remember back in 1980 when you're running on the IMSA circuit, we became friends, and you've come a long way, big guy.
I tell you, when Michael went out, all of a sudden I started feeling bad. I mean, I wasn't feeling bad before then, and I think when he went out, all the pressure went off, and I started noticing that the seat didn't fit me very well, and I started getting stomach cramps, but I think it was mainly because I wasn't having to work anymore.
They just don't give these championships away, do they?
No, they don't. They don't. But great feeling. I'm so proud for the team and Budweiser and just everybody that is a part of all this, because it's certainly my greatest day.
It certainly is, and I know one of the things that Jim Truman taught this team is teamwork and be able to work together. And, you know, you guys have led the pit stop competition all year long. The car has been running great. You've had such a great second half to the season. You won Indianapolis. You won well over $1 million, $300,000 today to the winner. Let me tell you, Bobby, you've done it all.
Thank you, Brucey. It's been a great year for us, and I don't know if it's really sunk in yet, but Jim, thank you.
Cart's 100th race is now history. We'll be back with some reflections.
The people who made the original wine coolers observed their own holiday traditions. They blended white wine and real fruit in the spirit of the season. California Cooler, keeping the tradition alive.
Oh, the old pump and grind. It can really strip your braking power. So why not give yourself a break and take your brakes to Meineke? We'll analyze your whole brake system, pinpoint the problem, and put a stop to the old pump and grind. At Meineke, we fix life's bad brakes. That's good news.
A beautiful oil painting in an exquisite frame. In a gallery, you could pay as much as $1,000 for paintings like these. But this Sunday only at a spectacular final showing before Christmas by Collector's Art, you'll be able to buy oils like you see here for a fraction of those high gallery prices. This unbelievable selection of oil paintings will impress you with its quality and each artist's attention to detail. Hundreds of modern and traditional frames available, all perfect for any home or office. Plus over 4,000 paintings to be sold out from $14 to $39. Incredible. But it's one day only this Sunday. Don't miss this opportunity to save hundreds of dollars on paintings that will be enjoyed for years to come. Be there this Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. In Arlington Heights at the Arlington Park Hilton. In Oak Brook Terrace at the Holiday Inn. In Oak Lawn at the Hilton. In Homewood at the Sheraton. In Skokie at the Holiday Inn. In Waukegan at the Sheraton. In Aurora at the Hilton. In Joliet at the Holiday Inn. And in Maryville, Indiana at the Holiday Plaza.
From the winner's point of view over Allen Unser's right shoulder. We come to the final lap now. He worked his way past Kevin Cogan, thanked Kevin for the opportunity, set his sights on the white car just ahead. Now he was in position to challenge Roberto Guerrero for the lead. But the key would be, where could he pass? On the fast straight now, heading for the white flag. One turn to go, and they would begin the final lap. The light continues to flicker off and on, indicating the fuel is low. There is Guerrero. Guerrero falters. They're in the first turn. Guerrero is still ahead. Little Al lets the car come a little wide and darts down to the inside and picks up the lead.
And he's going for the last lap of the race, the only one that really counts, Paul. And I notice on the tachometer, he's turning that engine 12,400 RPM before the shift. And I'll tell you something, that's a lot of RPM for the last lap of the race, but he's really, really, really going for it.
Of course, at this point, it no longer matters. There is a winter of reconstruction that lies ahead. New cars to fulfill new dreams. The leader completes the last lap of the 1986 season. And the name, surprisingly, is Al Unser Jr. Roberto Guerrero led until the white flag. And just beyond it, the lead was given over to this man, Al Unser Jr. The final long stretch. The light continues to flicker. Full acceleration. Now he slows. On to the pit straight. There's the checkered flag. Al Unser Jr. scores his 4th IndyCar victory. All of his wins coming on road courses. So Al Unser Jr. is the winner of the day. And for it, he is $68,000 richer. Second place to Roberto Guerrero pays $52,000. It cost him $16,000 on the last lap. Roberto Guerrero, without question, the most improved driver of the 1986 season, still waiting for his first victory. The winner of the race, Al Unser Jr., with Bob Kent of Nissan Motor Company. Little Al shattered the record by over 10 miles an hour. The PPG points. Bobby Rahal, of course, wins the championship. Al Unser Jr. moves up to 4th. Rick Mears is capable of moving up to 8th place with the final season standings.
It's been a very competitive season. And at this rate, next year should really be competitive.
Congratulations to Al Unser Jr., the race winner, and Bobby Rahal, the new national champion. For Bruce Jenner, Gary Gerald, and Bobby Unser, I'm Paul Page. So long from Miami.